way that it feels right.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hi, it's Lee Bailey. It's time for the Be Encouraged program. Derek is not with us yet this morning. Haven't been able to get in touch with him, so he might be working hard at his radio station there in Nebraska. He had some visits this week at up in Minneapolis at Prince's place, his compound, I guess. I don't know if you call it a compound or not. I wanted to talk about some things today, though, that were interesting to me. Not interesting, but kind of sad, actually. And I'm not going to talk to you guys about politics. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with humans taking care of each other, humans being related to each other in the scheme of things. It's what I wanted to talk to Derek about this morning, because he has a really good insight on stuff like this. But basically, what's going on in the world with people hating each other and killing each other is something that's happening that we have no control over. That's what we're being told. We have no control. We're pulling out troops, and we have no control over what's happening. You know, in the present time, that's perhaps correct. But prior to all this, we had control, and we had the ability to show kindness, caring, and love. We had the ability to have an open line of conversation. And these are the things that we need to have in our lives before things get to a super boiling point and start to cause troubles, whether it's just with your neighbor, whether it's with your sister or your mom or your dad. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be very comparatively low level when you're talking about personal relationships with people. But you know, personal relationships, as I was thinking about this today and yesterday and the day before, and all of us kind of been thinking about this, I'm sure, personal relationships are the ones that are the hardest, because they're the ones that are the most influential to us. There's lots of stuff going on in the world every single second. And because it's in the world and it's not touching us ourselves personally, it's easy to just kind of let it go. And we need to not let things go anymore. We need to start to, at the very least, send a message of concern, a message of uplifting, of encouragement to those who are in strife. We want to encourage those who think that their only mission in life is to make everybody think the way they do. That's not what makes great things go on in the world, making so that everyone thinks the way they do. I know I'm pretty dogmatic as far as what I believe, but you know what? In the end, you don't have to believe what I believe. I'd like for us all to sit down and find out where the truth is, and let's follow the truth. And I don't always know the truth. I haven't been exposed enough to other people and other things to know what the truth is. But there's many, many things that do, in fact, have more truth in them than people want to believe. And sometimes the truth is not what's convenient. For instance, one of my favorite things, being a religious kind of guy, or being a faith-filled guy. That's what it is, faith-filled, not so much religious. I mean, what we do at 10 o'clock in the morning here on Monday through Friday is religious. It's not faith-filled. But being a faith-filled person, I think it's important to recognize that truth. Here's the thing I was going to say. So somebody wrote a song, Casting Crowns wrote a song, and it says in that song, how close can I get without losing all control? And the answer, of course, is you can't get close. You have to let go of preconceived concepts, preconceived knowledge that is an error. And so we want to be able to step into truth, no matter where it is or how it is, and leave our understanding, if it's not correct, open our minds to the fact that maybe our understanding is not correct. Now, some people who know me will say, well, you don't do that, Lee. Yeah, I do. I do. When I hear or learn something that's contrary to what I had believed, I'm happy to acquiesce. There's lots of things. But when someone says to me, that's really sweet, Lee, but why don't you believe then that such and such and such and such? I'm like, well, I don't believe that such and such and such and such is correct. So, I'm just trying to speak to people to get them an awareness that they need to examine their minds, their souls, their hearts, so that, they can recognize and see everything that's happening in the world from a point of view of love, caring, nurture, whatever the word is that makes you feel happy. It's how you should look at that. We need to sit down, sit back, and ask ourselves, what is it I need to do? What is my purpose? What is my mission? And then maybe even ask a couple of other people who may know things about you that you don't know about yourself. Maybe good things, maybe bad things. They're not always good and they're not always bad. For me, what I'm speaking to is gifts of spiritual gifts that we have. All of us have a lot of it. It's like Myers-Briggs. How many of you guys have taken the Myers-Briggs test? And the Myers-Briggs test, you fill out the entire form that has all kinds of questions. And does the Myers-Briggs test say then, okay, you're an E, extroverted, not introverted? No. Does it say you're intuitive or sensing? I mean, you're either intuitive or you're sensing. No. What it is, it shows you, just like with spiritual gifts, because where do you think Myers-Briggs came from, I think? But just like with spiritual gifts, just because you're heavily favoring something or you're really good at one thing doesn't mean that you're bad at the other, or it doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to do the other. I think ultimately those who are the most well-rounded people are ENSSF, whatever, all of them, because they've studied, they've seen what's proper, what the abilities that people have of the different personality types, and they have been able to work and to adapt to those different personality types in such a way that they are on a more of a positive trend on all of them than they are more positive and negative and positive and negative and things like that. A thought for you to think about. Because I know if you take the test knowing all of those things, you can skew the test. But I say if you fib and say that you're this so that the test will show it, I say don't fib, just become that. Do it. It's just that easy. It's really that easy, because I know that in my life, the things that I have done in the past and things I have been associated with in the past, nothing like, going to prison or anything like that. But I've been very associated with, things I shouldn't have done. Luckily didn't get in trouble for things I did and did get in trouble for. But nothing of a heinous nature. Thankfully, some things I guess you could call heinous, but it all depends on your view of that. I never did anything. I do things illegal every day because I speed. I speed a little bit. I go a little bit. I drive a little bit too fast. And I'm very thankful, even though I have a very quick little car, I'm very thankful that I don't have a Lamborghini, because I'd have to try that sucker out every day. But anyway, so I don't know any other way to say it, but that you have the ability within you to learn, to adapt, to fill your life, and to make a statement to the world that you are on the side of good and justice, and that you love your neighbor just as much as you love yourself, and you love yourself because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to love yourself, and you're supposed to love yourself. And I don't always love myself, but you love yourself to the point where you don't let anybody else tell you that you're inferior. It's how easy it is. It really is. You just dismiss negativity and push positivity. And that's what we try to do at More Joy. That's one of the reasons I started More Joy. It's one of the reasons why I did what I did. If you're watching and would like to comment, I would love to hear your thoughts, any suggestions, any thoughts, any comments you'd like to make. Please like and share the program also. I know people do that all the time, and I'm not that big on pumping myself up, but this is words that I think everyone should hear. I think that the time has come in our lives that we need to step up, speak truth, but the only way we can step up and speak truth is if we know truth. So we have to look to where the truth is and speak to those who speak the truth. It's just that easy. And then once we know the truth, or at least can try to know the truth, then we can start to tell people the truth. And the sad thing is, most of the people that I know that are speaking and they're expecting you to believe that what they're speaking is truth, have not looked into and made sure that they are speaking truth. Let me get this thing behind. It'll look cooler if it's down below my beard, right? Anyway, so that's where we are as far as that's concerned. And that's your daily That's going to be your daily Be Encouraged program. Please, ladies and gentlemen, pray for people of Afghanistan. I mean, what's going on there is heinous. It's horrendous. And both sides need your love, need your prayers, need wisdom. Need wisdom. They can't just act on the words that they read. They have to look at the words that they read and put them into the context of our world. And our world should be a world of love. I don't care who you worship. If that entity that you're worshiping does not begin with love, then it is a false god. Flat out. And so I think most people will tell you that who they worship leads with love. Isn't that simple? Seems so simple, and yet it's so hard for people to do. Extremely hard. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming on and listening and watching today. I have had a pleasure. I'm getting ready to go to the studio. As you can see, I'm at home today, but I'm going to the studio to do our radio show that we do every Monday through Friday. The 11 o'clock show. You can watch the 11 o'clock show. No, not watch. Listen to the 11 o'clock show on More Joy Radio, which you can go to morejoyradio.com and tune in at 11 o'clock. I'll be there playing music today. I think we're going to play some uplifting, encouraging music today and try and, play some stuff that we know, but I want to encourage people. I want to make people understand that what we're listening to in the world, what we put, our input dictates our output. That's a little saying that I learned or kind of put together from other influences. But our intake dictates our output. Our input dictates our output. Think about that, folks. Because it says in the Bible, it said, and I don't know why I keep trying to apologize for referring to the Bible, but it says the overflowing of our hearts is what comes out of our mouths. So think about what you say. I'm convicted of this little thing all the time because I'll say something I shouldn't be saying and I'll realize what comes out of our mouth is the overflowing of our hearts. If you think about it that way, where do you want your heart to be? All right, everybody. I know I sound a little bit like Fred Rogers today, so make sure you get your sneakers. Make sure no one stole them off the front porch. And get yourself down the road and have a good time today. Be encouraged. And God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.